All right, welcome back to the channel. So Deontay Wilder is warned by Shawn Porter that all the new work that he's doing might actually make him more susceptible to Tyson Fury. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back, man. I'm excited about boxing. There's been some really good fights that are gonna get made, and one of them obviously is Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury that is coming up, October 9th. Really big fight. It's been a long time waiting for the fight. Deontay Wilder has been doing a lot of preparation. He's been showing a lot of the new things that he's working on for the fight to change the outcome. To me, a lot of the stuff really looks good. Some people have been critical of it. One of the people that was a little bit critical of it was Shawn Porter, who, even though he's a very, very polite guy, he smiles when he talks, but if you read between the lines, what he was saying is like, really warning Deontay Wilder to really be careful about some of the new things that he's doing. But before we get into that, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video, it would be greatly appreciated. So what Shawn Porter is talking about is Deontay Wilder's body attack. And because if you've looked at the tapes that have been put up there by Malik Scott, you'll notice that he's really working on working on his left hand, using his left jab, using his left hooks to the body, left hooks up top, really to I think what he's trying to do is set up a situation where he can hide and disguise his right hand more and have an opportunity to pull off his right hand. Because what Deontay Wilder usually does in a fight, well, he's been doing over the last several fights, is that he's really been biding his time and he hasn't been very active in the rounds. And as a result of not being active in the rounds, he's losing a lot of rounds. And it's not just to Tyson Fury that he lost a lot of rounds to. He lost a lot of rounds to Gerald Washington, lost a lot of rounds to Luis Ortiz. I do believe it was a first round knockout for Dominic Breazeale. So, but up until he knocked out Dominic Breazeale, Paulie Malignaggi was talking about how he was losing the fight. So, that's just been one of the big criticisms on Deontay Wilder is that he gives up rounds because, he's pretty much spending his time looking for the big right hand. So what it seems like Malik Scott and he are working on is being a lot more busy in finding, a way to give the other guy something to think about other than the right hand. And that in the body shots is really what he's looking like he's working on. Now, what Shawn Porter said was, he's like, look, man, yeah, that's all fine and good, but one of the talents of Deontay Wilder is that his power really comes from the end of the punches. So he needs to make sure he's suggesting that Deontay Wilder stay long, still fight tall, make sure and try to catch Tyson Fury at the end of punches because that's where the majority of his power is. And he said versus doing what he's seen Deontay Wilder doing in the warm-ups, or in the sessions with Malik Scott, which is getting on the inside and really dig into the body with hooks, because he said in that instance, you can really leave yourself, vulnerable, there to Tyson Fury on the inside. Because one of the things that Tyson Fury is able to do well is that even though he's like 6'9", he's able to, really to shrink his body down and be able to dig on the inside. And he actually has, a pretty decent game, dig into the body. So, basically warning Deontay Wilder that, be careful about changing too much when you going into a fight, and, kind of stay true to your character, but make the adjustments that you need. I personally think, that Deontay Wilder really does need to stay very, very active, and that, just by the mere act of letting his hands go and going towards the body, that is going to allow Deontay Wilder to get more rounds in the books. Because if he's headhunting for Tyson Fury, that's kind of what Tyson Fury's talent is. Tyson Fury's very good at slipping headshots, but I don't think he's very good at slipping body shots because, he's so big. So if you go to the body, you're going to be able to score more. power, and if you are able to go to the body and actually wear him down and, you know, cause him some type of pain to the body, then he may lose concentration for a second, you know, through the fatigue and also through, you know, defending those particular shots that keep coming, that may open up, a shot, a right hand to the head. Because I think that is pretty much what Tyson Fury's been mainly concerned with Deontay Wilder's just taking away the right hand, and figures if he just takes away the right hand, then, you know, that's all he really needs to do, because Deontay Wilder doesn't have anything else. And that's the way it looked like, you know, he fought the first fight, was just pretty much taking away the right hand, because anytime, you know, the right hand touched Tyson Fury, he went down. But, you know, he only really hit Tyson Fury cleanly with the right hand a few times. But, you know, I appreciate what Shawn Porter's saying. And one of the things that he pointed out too, and I think may be the case, is that, you know, that Malik Scott and Deontay Wilder probably are not showing everything that they're working on in the tapes that we see. And it might actually be, you know, that they are I won't say misleading, but not showing everything what they have, not showing everything that they have in the gym on the tapes. But, you know, I like that Deontay Wilder is switching up and is going to try to do something different. And I think the body attack on Tyson Fury really is the most important thing. Now, he did that. In the first fight, he did attack the body with like jabs, straight rights to the body, but he didn't keep it up, and he wasn't consistent throughout the whole fight with it. In order for him to be successful with that attack, he's going to have to be consistent, you know, throughout the distance of the fight. But, you know, as far as, you know, him being Deontay Wilder being more susceptible to shots on the inside when he's fighting on the inside, yeah, that very well may be true. But, you know, I don't see Tyson Fury as really being somebody that has a particular, you know, a lot of power. And also, you know, he's a very tall guy that really does need, you know, for his punches to be heavy, for you to be at the end of his punches. And if he's fighting on the inside against a smaller man, you know, that's going to be, you know, the advantage should go to Deontay Wilder in that regard. But if they can get it into a body exchange, and it opens up the right hand, I'm really happy that this fight is going to get made, because this is like, you know, they just made the Terrence Crawford versus Shawn Porter for November. So there's like, you know, in an 8-week span for boxing over the next 2 months, there's actually a lot of really, really good fights. You know, I believe that Deontay Wilder is going to win the fight. I kind of have it as a 50-50 fight, and that's because, you know, you just don't know what Tyson Fury is going to come to the ring, and if he's going to be bringing something to the ring that, you know, you don't expect, like some other way to cheat. Right now, I haven't in this video particularly harped a lot on Tyson Fury's cheating, but, you know, I do believe that is something that is always going to be in play with him, and something that Deontay Wilder needs to work, needs to be concerned about, and keeping his eyes, you know, and making his sure his team is checking gloves, talking to the refs about what Tyson Fury does, and protecting himself that way. But one thing that he has to do is not allow Tyson Fury to just take rounds by throwing, you know, feinting and throwing jabs at him, and taking round after round after round like that. He's got to stay more busy, so that he can get rounds in the book, and not just look for, you know, the one punch knockout with Tyson Fury. But I do agree with Shawn Porter that, you know, that going to the body will make him more vulnerable, but at least it gives him an opportunity to win rounds. So anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.